Hi everyone. I decided to do a screen capture for my course share because I've been traveling for business and pleasure all summer long and I haven't been able to meet for any of the synchronous meetings. So here goes. The course that I've been developing throughout the program, I've titled it Learning French. It doesn't really have an official title like French 101 or French 111 as NMSU because it's not actually a course that is offered at any schools. So this is just something I've been developing on my own and just using ideas and texts that I have from just my own learning when I was studying French as an undergrad. So I'm developing it as an undergraduate French course, so it would be taught at the university level, and it would be something that would be fully available online, so it wouldn't be a hybrid type course. So as you can see right on the homepage, I have a couple of different resources right here, SoftChalk resources and MIT Open Course. And those are really just for students to see other types of activities that are being used in other courses. And of course, since they're regularly updated, I use them myself to see what other instructors are using and see what I could implement into my own course. Additionally, I do have the Getting Started learning module right on the homepage so students know exactly where to start. The only other thing you'll see on the homepage is an evaluation that I created in Google Docs during, I believe it was CEL 590, I think whatever we took in the spring. So you can see I have a course evaluation that students could take at any time it's available to them, but preferably they would complete that at the end of the semester. So, of course, just as with everyone else's courses, I have the course tools on the menu to the left. So you can see announcement, syllabus, schedule, etc. And I'll go through those as I get there. So, let's just go ahead and start with the week one getting started module, and then I'll go into the other tools and see or show you all the stuff that I have created and added into my course. So, as you can see, for everything in the course, I have used soft chalk to actually design the look and feel so it would be consistent throughout the course. So students get a feeling that, yeah, I'm still in this course. When I'm on the syllabus, it's this course. When I'm in the learning modules, it's this course. So everything has the same look and feel, and that's something that I've been trying to go with, but it's tough sometimes to build everything in soft chalk. So some things you'll see I haven't gotten all the way in there. With getting started, just like everyone else, I have a little overview and the learning objectives that are attached to the module. And in each learning module, I do have the objectives attached that we are actually covering in the unit. I've created a couple of different introduction activities for students, and mainly because they're going to be doing a lot of repetitive activities or collecting information into the same areas. So, for example, here you can see Activity ePortfolio, and it says use the NMSU ePortfolio system to set up a portfolio, create a voice thread, and then down below there's instructions how to use VoiceThread in video, and then it says how to, or above it'll say exactly what to do for the introduction. And so you'll see here in the blog, they're going to post an introduction. So this is going to be within Blackboard. In the portfolio, it's an introduction. So say if other people come that aren't in the course that they share their portfolio with, they'll be able to still be introduced within that system. Then below, I do have an orientation crossword. It's linked to the left because I use Scoreman. I'll show you guys that. It's kind of neat. It's something that SoftChalk allows you to build flash activities and embed them into your course, which are then automatically graded and included into the gradebook. So it's an orientation crossword that has to do with the syllabus, schedule, resources, etc. So um, I'll click on the crossword and pardon my Skype's popping up. I I should have turned it off, but what you'll see is here goes the crossword, and it'll pop up, and it's real small right now, but you'll see that it has questions that ask about the syllabus, where things are listed in the syllabus, where things are listed in the course, etc. So, um, when students do it, they could hit finish down here, and of course, it would give them the answers, but they would get the score in the grade books. So, I'll show you guys that over in the teach in a moment so you can see it. Right now, you can see I got 0 points for it because I I didn't answer anything in there. So it's neat. And then, of course, just as in the courses we're taking, everything is linked within the learning module. So one thing I wanted to point out, and I'll show it better on the syllabus because it's a longer document, but with SoftChalk, it does have its own menu to the left, so I can go directly to things. So now within the module, I know everything I have to do, but say I need to go to the orientation crossword, I could just click it and it takes me right there. So it's a neat little feature that SoftChalk allows, and I know I've shared that with some people, and some people don't care for it, and some people do. So just some interesting stuff that pointing out. Syllabus, again, like you'll see, it looks exactly like my learning module. So same title at the top, except now it says syllabus over here, and it has, of course, all of my information, the overview of the course, what students should know and be able to do before coming into the course, overview of the community, etc. So all of the stuff that we've all been working on throughout the program is available through here. And just like with the learning module where we were getting started, I have the same access here. So if students need to know how they're going to be assessed in the course, they can click on assessment and it'll take them right there. And just like with everything else in Blackboard, there's printable versions, so they could actually click that. It'll open up a document in another page where they can print. So I'm not going to go through everything on here, but I'll show some of the things. I'll just show on here my objectives right now, and this is a short list. I'm actually putting in a few more objectives to make sure that my assessment for my traditional assessment will be aligned with the objectives because these are broader objectives than the really specific type of information students would be tested on in that type of assessment. But the types of activities that I have to support the objectives are going to be discussion activities, exploration, and media. And you'll see I've got different things, blogs, Cyber Cafe is just an open discussion, Key Pals where students would actually communicate regularly via email with native French speakers, a debate, WebQuest is a big activity we'll do. We'll do some reporting using databases, news, children's stories online, create podcasts, create animations, and of course the portfolio like I showed you in the getting started unit, which would actually be a place that students share all of their work. So when they create stories, when they create reports, when they create podcasts and animations, those would all then go into their portfolio, which would be shared with the course so students could see what each other are doing. But like I said, it's an opportunity for students to share their work with the larger global community. So that's something that I'm really pushing is to work with other language learners and native language speakers. Just going down, I suppose. I've got the schedule, and it's up to 4 weeks right now, but I have it being modified in SoftChalk that I haven't put that will get me up to 6 weeks at this point. But you'll see to the left, just like everything, students can click to week 3, week 4, wherever they want to go. And with each week, I have the learning objectives and the activities for students, so it's a quick place for them to go. The only thing you'll notice, I don't have actual dates on here because, like I said, it's not a course that I've taught before. It's not a course that I'm currently teaching, so I don't. I mean, I could just put dates that would just be random, pulled out of nowhere, but it's going to be in weeks, and you'll see like 2 weeks of getting started, 2 weeks of the verbs unit. I'm going to have 2 weeks of a phonetics unit that follows. And I can show you those in the learning module so you'll see them, but they're not actually put into my schedule yet. Do have the learning modules tool available to students. So you see weeks 1 and 2 are getting started, and I showed you the first one. I'll click real quickly into the second one, but I'm not going to get real detailed. That way, you don't have to look at everything. But I will allow if anyone would like to have access into my course and view everything. Just see I have my key pal ship, which we're starting, and that would be a sustained activity, meaning they would do it regularly, and that would be just like with the portfolio is sustained. um, Phonetics is going to be weeks 3 to 5, so it's actually a 3-week unit. And there's a lot that goes on in there. So you can see, just like everything else, there's an overview and objectives. And then I have a pre-assessment, which would test students' current knowledge coming into this unit about phonetic principles in, of course, French and English. And with this course, because it's an introductory course, I'm allowing students to have a lot of information in French and English. And for a lot of stuff that I created in the last semester, I have things in both French and English for students. So I provide them the directions and what they would be doing in both languages. Um, I've got different things like this is going to be their first discussion, so it's a KWL. I want them to do what I know, what I want to know, and what I learned. So throughout the 3 weeks, each week they're going to do part of that discussion. And just to help students out, because it's the first time, I've included a link to the Blackboard discussion help page that NMSU offers. And I've tried to do that for every tool that I use in the course and for every tool that I've brought into the course that isn't part of the course. So different things I've used. You can see I've got like the phonetics lab. So tools from other schools even that students can access that will help them to complete different activities. You'll see here's another activity. They're going to do a chat and they'll be broken into groups and that'll tie in with the discussion they've done. Same idea as the discussion. I have the chat help so they can get help. And I provided Doodle to the students, and that's just a scheduling tool. So, because they're going to be working in groups and they're going to have to schedule a synchronous event, this way they can set up their availability times within Doodle, and then each of them will know, okay, well, this is the time that everyone's available, so that's when we should schedule it. So, another voice thread, just like within the Getting Started, we have the voice thread, and this is going to actually allow them to record their voice using the French language. So I'm trying to get them to practice written French, spoken French, and of course they'll read in French in the course. So um, Twitter analysis, and like I said, this sounds like a lot, but it's just because it's a 3-week unit. They'll actually be working in Twitter, they'll follow French language speakers, and they will do analyses of the tweets. Because they're short tweets, a tweet can be 140 characters, it's not too much French for students to take in at once. And so it'll have links to the activity, etc. There's an assessment. And then the only other unit I have on right now, which goes up to week 8, which is another 3 weeks, is a verb activity. Still, you can see soft chalk is in there, same ideas before overview, objectives, activities. And the web quest is really something that will take a lot of their time. And it's linked over here, but it's still built in soft chalk, so it'll look the same. And it introduces students to the task, and then it tells them what they need to do. So it has step 1, step 2, step 3. And on the overview, it'll say for week 1, do this step. For week 2, do this step. For week 3, do this step, etc. And so there's a lot of things, creating databases and forms and tables, verb comparisons, more Twitter analysis. You see, I'm trying to do repetitive activities throughout the semester. So students will be learning different content, but then they'll do an activity they've done before with the new content. So you can see these are actually done with PDFs, but this apparently, as you can see, isn't linked properly. So I'm going to have to go back in and check that. So a lot of everything I've done, like I've said before, is sustainable. I want to be repetitive because it's comfortable, it's familiar, and students will get the idea as they go through. And I hope that as they go through, maybe the first time their work won't be so good, but the second time they've done it, they know what they're doing. And then the third time they've done it, it'll probably be better. And by the end of the semester, we're going to have some excellent work coming out of them. So that's kind of how I have those set up right now. Um, the portfolio, this is just how to do the portfolio for students, and it's got instructions on how to do it, links to the portfolio, sample portfolio, which was created by myself, video from the university that shows how to use that system. And then an alternative for students who aren't quite comfortable with the portfolio system because it is kind of dense. I'm allowing some students to use bloggers so they can actually create a blog and do the same thing on their blog. And then this is actually a rubric that shows how they'd be assessed for that. And I believe I do have another rubric that was in the web quest. So in different activities, you'll see it that I've built in rubrics so the students can see how they're going to be assessed. And I think that I have a more in-depth rubric. Oh, it's not there. So I have to check that one out too. Resources. I've got a lot of resources because a lot of the stuff, actually everything we're doing requires some sort of online tool. So we're either going to be speaking with each other, speaking with other French speakers, creating key pals. So you can see I've got about 30 resources on it. So this is technology students might use for their key pals, for morphology when we're working on that, communities. These are some that I created, and there's some that are from SoftChalk Connect, so they just show students how to do different things. What about adjectives? What about different pronouns, etc.? I've got the discussion tool set up, and I don't have a lot of discussions built in at this point, but as they come up, you can see the regular ones are going to be the blog, the cafe, the analysis is going to be used regularly, the KWL is only going to be used in the phonetics. And then for the chat room, you can't see in this one, but if I go over to teach, I believe, or build, I'll have different chat rooms. So see, they're actually by group 1, group 2. So I've broken the chat rooms so students only see their group chat room. I just don't have my demo student in a chat room. For the assessments, you're not going to see any because the dates that I put on them have already passed. I just put made up dates as I made them, but you'll see database creation, vals, portfolio, and anything else that comes up, students would have that. And the same thing would be with assessments, the pre-assessment and assessment that I've created. I don't have any goals built into this tool right now. I do have the mail-in roster. Although I haven't required students to do the roster, I have it on there because, of course, students have done it in other courses. And then, of course, just the calendar where I've linked to my activities, and then the grade book. So, right now that's basically my course. All the grades aren't in there, but I can show you one thing I did want to show you is in the grade book. You can see right here I've got a grade out thing. So this is hidden from students, and it's SCORM, and that's because I did the soft chalk. So you can see here's my soft chalk crossword puzzle. And if you do use soft chalk to grade as a SCORM module, it is in the gradebook in the same place, but you'll see it's up here, SCORM grades. And this has the grades for I have a practice, and then I have my intro SCORM, which was the crossword puzzle. So it's in there, it doesn't go right in with the other columns. So if you use it, it's kind of tricky, but it's something, like I said, it's something that's different and fun that students can do and still be graded on something. So that's my course basically. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing me talk about it. And like I said, if you'd like to have access to it, just send me an email and I can add you in and you can see anything that I've done. Talk to you guys soon.